Who does what at QT?
So James does everything.
Did you guys have previous experience in brokerage or like?
We both come from financial backgrounds.
So I've seen your guys' spreads. They are like one of the best in the industry right now.
You know, for us, it was something we always wanted to do. We've said this many times. It just come a lot sooner than expected.
You guys take UPI payments as well?
Yeah.
So
it's still a fairly new market.
Do you prefer first consistent, or do you think blowing up is the only way to get funded and make money out of profit?
It's a very interesting question.
Which makes you more money? Which form of trading is the most profitable? Like, is it?
We have traders that adopt a high risk. Well, you're interviewing us, so.
Hi, Alex.
Really good to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, you too.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Finally, I'm able to meet you guys.
Nice.
So, tell us about yourself. Like, who does what at QT?
So James does everything, yeah, and I am the pretty one. No, in all seriousness, when we started working together, we both took fairly different roles. James works on the marketing side of things, organization side of things, structure side of things, and I'm really there to help support the support risk, and together we try and understand what traders want and what traders look for.
Alex is more front end, helping the traders and supporting risk and support, as he just sort of said, and back end on the, you know, making sure the staff, that the systems are there. Alex is very hands on, and yeah, myself more so, like Alex said, more marketing, more the actual business side of things, the structural side of things, all the day-to-day bits. But yeah, Alex is very hands-on, as you would have noticed, with the traders and trying to be there as much as he can.
I think that's how we ended up speaking and why you're here now.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And did you guys have previous experience in brokerage or like any kind of financial instruments? Or like, was it?
Well, we both come from financial backgrounds. Both run investment firms, investment companies, raising large amounts of capital for, you know, whatever investments, projects, asset management. And we both had an interest into trading. I had also worked within FX and brokerages, and that's what sort of led me and Alex to this, where it was really not something new, but something like a new venture for us. But we, again, were looking at what was in the market, what was being done, and myself and Alex dealt with our experience, you know, within business and finance and raising capital and, you know, running investment firms that, you know, we thought this would be a nice fit and a nice next step for us.
That's interesting. So do you guys have a dedicated risk team who also handles all that stuff? And
so a lot of the work that is done at scale for risk is done through a series of technological APIs, because within trading, rather than a person going and checking an account, you've either breached a rule or you haven't.
It's all automatic.
It's all automatic. However, the human side of the coin of having someone to talk to, that's second to none. So not only do we have a risk team for that side of the coin, we're also now investing heavily in being able to support traders after they've breached, helping them to understand rules, helping to understand better so that doesn't happen in the future. And we feel that by taking that change as a company, you can move towards educating a trader to be able to secure consistent payouts from prop firms by staying within their limits. Because whether a trader agrees if a rule is fair or not fair or right or wrong, if they purchase a product that has that, those are the laws that they have to abide by.
Many guys don't understand this concept. Like, they would treat a funded account thinking that it's like a free pick, but you give a set of rules, and those rules are something which you have to follow. Like, most of the queries which I get even in my Discord, they might have breached some kind of a rule. It might be either leverage or it might be something else. So that's where the problem comes.
So what we're trying to do now is, because we're well aware of this. I mean, we've updated our rules, as you've probably seen.
Better,
a lot better and a lot, very streamlined, very easy rule. I mean, we don't have many rules. We have how many rules we got now? We've got
four in total. Exposure rule, which is the distance between your current price and your stop loss, which shows your open risk. The news rule.
And coming to that exposure. So I did have an issue with another firm. So I just want to clarify people on the videos. So if you're talking about exposure, so let's say I keep a stop loss at like $2,000. So would you consider the comps as well as the swap, which happens in the exposure, or does it not?
So firstly, for us as a business, we don't charge any swaps. Okay. However, if you're looking at the total risk on a trade, you have to include all of the fees that would be a part of that, because that is how much you're willing to risk or not. So again, that comes down to the discretion of a firm and whether they feel that that's appropriate or not.
I kind of got breached because of exposing $12 more in comms. Not on the stop loss. It was on the comms, but that happened. So that's kind of an education. So you're saying about the other rules and exposure.
The other rule. Sorry, going back to what you just said though. So this is what we're going to be working towards with QT is in a scenario like that. Let's say that's been picked up automatically. But a client is sent an invitation via Calendly. They speak to a member of the risk team who can manually review that case and decide on the appropriate outcome for it, as well as educating the trader at the same time.
I think, in short, what the point I was trying to get to is that we've now got 4 rules, and they're pretty simple rules. But as you said there, right? You trade. You're quite a smart guy. Okay. You've questioned something. What exactly does it include? Does it mean, right? So what we're going to try and do now is trying to be, okay, we've only got 4 rules and they're very simple. They're pretty much standard amongst sort of prop firms, right? But we're going to try and make it as clear as possible now for people because we don't want the miscommunication. We are there for the trader. We want to try and help. Like we've just come off the back of another tech issue, right? As you've probably seen. What did we do?
Compensated everyone.
We compensated everyone 1%. Now that 1%.
That is like crazy. I've never seen it.
The 1% is withdrawable. We made it withdrawable. Okay. But what we didn't do, we didn't let it go towards your consistency score, right? And because people don't understand that, it's again something positive where we've already paid people that have had payouts that have got more money on their payout because they've had the 1% who appreciate it, but you've still got a minority which go online, go social media, and they don't understand it. And look, I'm not having a moan up, but it's I understand. So we try to look at something, right? How, as a business, as us, how can we make this easier? So to answer your question, what we're going to try and do now is, okay, there are 4 rules. They're simple rules, but we're going to take it back a step even further, and we're going to try and be, to break it down and educate the trader as much as possible, because a lot of them just don't understand whether that's, they're in a different country or they're not too sure, they haven't traded long enough, or whatever the reason might be. Okay,
or just as an assumption,
or as an assumption. But it could be a list of reasons, right?
I've been trading for 7 years. I didn't assume that comps would be added in the exposure, like even myself. So when I got the breach, that's when I understood. So even one other rule which people kind of face difficulties, the trade idea. Sometimes people trade back to back. And obviously the exposure would they'll say I took a buy and I just took a buy after like 30 minutes. So that gap in between the trades, can we also streamline that process and make it much more simpler, saying that okay, if you're taking a trade idea, let's say
we don't have that rule.
In terms of exposure, if you're taking multiple trades,
if you're taking if they're all open at the same time, then it's the total exposure of those positions. So whatever you choose to do, or the volume of trades that you choose to make, is completely fine. But you have to calculate your total exposure from those trades that they do not exceed the 2.5% on prime or 2% on instant, which if you compare that to the drawdown, which is 4% and 3% respectively, it's a huge amount of the daily loss which is allowed anyway. So by us taking that simpler route, we're hoping that through understanding and comprehension, that will lead to traders feeling more comfortable, traders being educated on retaining accounts, and also it will mean for us as a business that we've got more happy clients. It's as simple as that.
And I like a very good thing about QT. What you guys do is, like, let's say someone breaches the exposure rule or something, like in the challenge. You don't like completely breach the account as per your terms, but you still give them an opportunity by either reducing the leverage or like maybe reducing some kind of other stuff. So that's something which is a very good thing, although the rules are breached, so that the trader educates themselves when they're taking a new account back again and then doing it. So that's one good thing.
Yeah, well, we can't discount just how much hard work it takes for someone to pass a challenge. You know, someone could be stuck on phase 2 for 5, 6, 7 weeks and then pull off a trade, pass, be elated, and then be rejected. It can't be an enjoyable experience for the trader. So they still deserve a chance for the hard work that they've done. But we give them the opportunity for them to correct that behavior in the funded stage, which it's another form of education without exposing our business or the trader to unnecessary risks.
So I've seen you guys spreads. They are like one of the best in the industry right now. So what is the thought process behind opening the brokerage in South Africa? Was it easier? Was it harder in UK because of the FCA?
I think any type of brokerage to open, unless it's in the middle of Timbuktu, is pretty hard, right? We have a tier 2 license, so it's not, you know, it's not easy. But you know, for us, it was something we always wanted to do. We've said this many times. It just come a lot sooner than expected. But at the moment, and again, even though we've technically launched it's live. We don't have any clients live on the brokerage right now. What our license means is, with tier 2 license, we can only accept deposits for live market from Africa and Asia. So to start off with, that's all we're going to be accepting money from, and the only place we're going to be marketing the brokerage to. But for us, we've wanted to go live and officially launch this a lot sooner. But as you can see from what you've just sort of mentioned, you know, we've had a few issues. We've had, you know, tech issues. We've tried to do this and we've updated rules and so on and so forth. So we've wanted to try and focus and give as much energy as possible currently on our funded traders, on the prop right now, before we're spreading our time even more thin. We've wanted to really try and make this the best possible place. And look, we now understand a few more bits of, you know, from over the coming, you know, past couple of weeks, and this is what's leading us on now to making further changes to highlight and to make things as clear and transparent as possible. So we are looking again with the brokerage to officially go live and launch, which will be in the next coming weeks. But you know, our main focus now until then is still.
You'll be accepting clients from India.
Yes.
Makes sense.
We would be.
Makes sense. So I think one good thing is, like, you guys take UPI payments as well. So that's an added bonus for the brokerage. So maybe the client will be happy about it. So in terms of like the journey with QT, like I think over the past 2 years, how do you see prop firm industry adapting? I know you guys have just recently launched the QT futures. Congrats on that.
Thank you.
How is it evolving? Because
I think for us, with the prop space at the moment, as you can see, you know, it's still a fairly new market, right? And you've got prop firms popping up, but you've also got the trusted prop firms. And I agree with a lot of the things online where people say, look, you've got the certain prop firms, and they've been around, tried and tested. And I think that now what you're going to see is the ones that really, are serious and the way the market's going, it will just be the ones that are regulated, which have taken the right steps, which are working in a regulated manner. You're hearing a lot of different things online. And for us, our process is about, regardless of being regulated here in the UK or not, it's about working to a regulated manner, right? In everything that we currently do. And, you know, for us, I feel that, you know, from prop to futures to brokerage, whatever it is, you know, we've got our core values and USP as the company, and that needs to flow throughout each department, each platform. Okay. So, you know, how I feel the market will be at the moment is any company which, you know, again, hasn't been around that long, hasn't gone through what we've gone through, hasn't got the regulation, doesn't have, you know, I wouldn't like to say what the future holds for them within this space, because what we do know is that there is more regulation coming into it. There are more stricter guidelines. You know, it is being looked at. It is being, you know, and rightly so. So all we can say is we can't speak for anyone else, but we just know the precautions that we're taking and what we're doing and everything that we're implementing as a company, right? So what I can vouch for now and what I can say is our whole process is going to be becoming a lot more transparent. Everything that we're going to be doing, working within a regulated framework, which we already do, and just really, you know, I'd say really excelling in that, no? Wouldn't you?
I agree. And what I also feel with your question, because you asked about how the prop space has changed and us changing within that, is that not demand, but the expectation of a prop client has increased comparative to maybe a couple of years ago.
Agreed.
So, and rightly so, because you guys deserve the best. There are some fantastic firms out there. And there have been some not so great firms in the past. So I feel that the changes that have occurred within the space that have caused certain other firms to go under and other firms to rise up is a good thing, because it increases the level of expectation that you guys have of the firms that you trade with, which means that we have to make sure that our foundations are very, very strong. Make sure that our systems are very, very strong, and make sure that we can continue to remain trusted. And that would be my opinion.
Yeah, I think just to touch on that, that's sort of where I was going, and I think that it's pushed exactly what Alex has said, right? It's everyone's expectation has changed from where this was a year ago, 2 years ago. And it's pushed it more into people want more. They want the regulated feel with, you know, amongst prop. They want the.
So when you're saying the regulated.
Well, they want to be with a firm that has, you know, which
a level of
professionalism, right? You know, and I think that's what, you know, the stronger getting stronger, and the smaller firms, you know, are fizzling out, right? So if you're not,
do you think would there be any kind of overall governing body over the prop firms in the entire space?
Yeah, there
I
will
hope
be,
so.
Yeah,
I think that would be a very good thing.
and that's what we've invested and what we've spent our time doing over the past, I'd say this year really, is getting everything that we're doing into that space and to, you know, to working towards that. So that's what we've been focusing on. We look at this. We don't just look at what's happening now. We try to look ahead and trying to get all of our systems and everything in place.
Got it. Last couple of questions.
Sure.
So in terms of traders which you see at your firm, do you prefer who is consistent, or do you think blowing up is the only way to get funded and make money out of prop? Because to be really honest, you're asking someone to make 15% and no one has the patience to make it within a year or so.
It's a very interesting question, because if you compare the dynamics of trading on a personal account to trading on a proprietary evaluation, the mindset and the strategy used are two entirely different things. What you've also got to account for is, you asked there about, do you prefer consistent or do you prefer basically people who roll accounts? We're open to all forms of healthy and sustainable business, which is appropriate for our model and appropriate for a client.
Which makes you more money.
What do I mean by that? Well, I'll come back to that in a second. What do I mean by that? If you have a client who's consistently failing evaluations, okay, what effect does that have on us as a business. Might sound great, right?
Yeah.
But what if they were to raise a serious complaint because they weren't happy? What if they choose to try and do any number of things to try and receive those funds back? So that has a material risk to our business.
Yeah.
You ask what makes us more money. We don't operate on a manner in whereby we look at a specific traits of a trader. You look at the operating cost of the business overall and what models and what practices traders enjoy and what works within that. So in short, if we're looking at our business model and we know that we earn funds through, of course, challenge fees, we have other avenues of our business which make us money, so we're not solely reliant on that, which is very, very nice. Yeah. Another one of them will be released by the time this video goes out, actually, which is very, very exciting. Okay. So it's about looking at your firm holistically, and I think, without meaning to sound too harsh, the attitudes that you just raised from that question stems from some firms which aren't here anymore. Okay, and the way in which they behaved, because when you're operating in that manner, that's their sole reason for existing. Does that make sense?
Makes sense. Yeah.
I'm trying to say something without saying it, but I think that's the most professional way that I can put that.
Got it. So I know you guys have a lot of data about traders. Which form of trading is the most profitable? Like, is it overall swing? Is it scalping? Is it day trading? Do you think is any particular style? Because I know you guys have very liberal news rule where people can actually trade news rather than other firms who have a very strict rule on news.
So again, to answer that question, and I'm sorry that this is going to come out quite broadly, okay? We have traders that adopt a high-risk scalping approach or a consistent scalping approach that make payouts out of us every single month. Okay. We have swing traders that do the same. It's less about the specific strategy. It's the person behind it, wielding it. How long have you traded for?
7 years.
7 years. Okay. So you could probably explain your strategy to someone who's traded for 1 month. Yeah. Right? Does that mean that they're going to be profitable like you are?
No.
Not at all. So
it's the patience and consistency overall as a person. That's what we are seeing.
Got it. So
and for us, I think just touching on that as well for us, because we've mentioned this before, and it's just something again that you will start seeing with QT and where we're looking to go. Profitable traders, we want to work with them. We want to grow them. Different models we can work with. Okay, we've mentioned it before. That is the goal. That's what we're here for. We're here to find talent. We're here to work with these traders. You know, I think that's the bottom line, and it's not so much like Alex sort of touched on. It's not so much different. You know, different strategies. It's the person. It's the trader.
Any advice would you guys give for the beginner trader who's planning to start with QT? Let's say he has like $5,000. Should he go with the live capital or should he start with maybe QT? And any beginner tips?
I would think. So my personal opinion, has he learned anything about trading at this point in time?
He knows everything about support, resistance, all ICT and everything.
Okay. So what I would suggest that he does is keep that $5,000 firmly in a bank account. He open a complete demo account and he trade the demo account for a period of time, both on 2 ways. One, as if it is personal capital, and a second demo account that he uses in a manner in which he would pass prop challenges, because they're two completely different things.
Different ways to look at it,
Whilst he's doing that, he should journal, maintain having contact with a trading group, develop his strategies, share his wins and his losses, and once he's worked out what's right for him, from having those experience from those two options, and what he should do with that $5,000, at max spend 1%. Okay,
that's where people go wrong. They have like $1,000 left. Take the 200K account.
Put $50 in and see if the feelings that he has are the same trading on those two accounts. Now there's suddenly money. involved based on his decision, because part of being a responsible firm is maintaining a healthy relationship with our clients. I would never advise somebody who's new or hasn't experienced that before, go and dump your last penny or cent into something. It's ultimately, it's about your experience, your comfort, and the level of confidence that you have with that purchase. Whether it's $50 or $5,000, let's be honest, even if you double it, you're not getting rich overnight. You're not retiring your grandparents, whether you've made 5,000 or 50. So there's really no difference there. But it's about the experience that you gain from that purchase or investment that you make.
I do have a personal question from my side.
Tell me.
I am a very big fan of one-step plans.
Okay.
So do we have a plan to bring a static one-step in both the CFD as well as the futures? So futures, I think you would have already seen the models, the 1 day to pass plans.
Yes.
Very, very popular right now. All the firms are having it. So do we have any plans in both CFD and futures?
So with regard to static based one-step plans
for CFD and for futures, it can be like
sure. We decided against the one-step static plan for QT because we didn't feel that there was enough data on the marketplace to be able to warrant to provide it. And from client feedback, that seemed like the least popular offering between what we had available to use at the time. The 1 day to pass plan on futures, QT futures is in a very fortuitous position. What I mean by that is we're not chasing market share. We're not willing to be part of a race to the bottom with like an easier plan, cheaper plan, so on and so forth. It's another avenue of the business to grow sustainably and safely. So until we're in a position whereby with any new product that comes on the marketplace, we've seen it, we've seen the effects, and we decide that we're comfortable, it won't be something that's on the table.
Got it. Understood.
And I think that's part of, I'm really sorry to cut over you there. No. I think that's part of responsible long-term business ownerships.
It has to be sustainable.
Yeah, it's not about offering what's popular right now. It's about offering what's safe and consistent for the firm and the trader.
Makes sense. Got it. I think pretty much the last question, if you have anything to say for our subscribers who are starting out with QT or any last words?
Sure.
Maybe for that.
So if you haven't joined QT, when you're ready to, we're here for you. And if you have joined QT, welcome. Come say hello on Discord or reach out to myself and James. We're not shy. And if you have any queries, any questions, there is no such thing as a silly question. Yeah. Reach out. We're here to help you. But we can't provide information if we don't know what the question is. So please don't be shy.
And use the code UOT.
Oh, there you go. Use his code as well.
Thank you guys.
Absolute pleasure.
Talking to you guys.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Lovely. I do have a small present for you guys. It's a nice wine bottle.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Just check it out.
I'm going to have a look at this.
Yeah.
Where did it come from?
It came from Turkey, Cappadocia. So the bottle.
Cappadocia?
Nice. Yeah.
That's the balloon place, isn't it?
That's why they're on the thing, yeah.
This is so cool.
Wow.
So it's the structure of Cappadocia is built like that.
And it's got Cappadocia on it. That's really, really cool. Thank you so much. No, I really, really appreciate that.
Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Hands
amazing.
Off you.
Yeah,
this is mine.
Yeah.